I made a mess. Hello, my name is Jake, Tosi, and welcome back to A Few Bricks Short. It's been a little bit since my last video. I don't know where time is going. It's like somebody dropped a calendar off the roof of a skyscraper, just flying by. But it's not like I've done nothing since my last video, as you can see. I've built some stuff, some custom things, and I want to talk about it today. So this one's be formatted a little bit differently, so I've got a few rules. Number one, I built some things, and I'm going to talk about them. I don't have a script, as you can see by my computer. If that doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. I'm just going to grab what I built, and I'm just going to talk about it, what I thought when I built it, what I was trying to accomplish, what the goal was, those kind of things. And I'm just going to do it. No script, nothing, I'm just going to talk. I'll throw in some B-roll of some of the stuff later, and that'll be what we're doing. Rule number 2, I have a Beverino. It's just apple cider and whiskey. It's not very good. I just have some apple cider I need to finish, and it would be way better with a different whiskey, or even a moonshine. So I'm gonna have this while we do this. If you want to follow along, I guess, find something I say constantly, make it a drinking game. Or if you're feeling real cheery, you could have a drink every time I say or brick or something. Rule number 3, you gotta tell me what you think of this format. Just please leave me a comment, anything at all. You like it, you hate it, you've seen the other ones, you like this one better. I've done this before where I've had some habitats and I've just talked about the habitats more in depth. This will not be as in depth. I will just be kind of breezing through all the stuff. Unscripted. Those ones are scripted. I have lots of detailed B-roll. That is a different thing. We're doing something different here. So please, tell me what you think of this. I'm just making it up as I go. As you can see, I don't do unscripted very well. I stumble. I think it's the moment there's a camera in my face. Just something. So I need to practice this more. So this is good practice for me, and it's a good way to just do the video finally. So please let me know what you think. And rule number 4, I'm wearing a hat. I need a haircut. It's almost Thanksgiving. There's gonna be too many people there. I'm running out of time. I don't care. Hat looks cool. I think it looks cool. That's it. I'm wearing a hat indoors. So without further ado, the stuff I built. So the first thing I did, naturally, I sort of took apart. But I made a little roller derby scene. So I went to a roller derby match game for the first time. It was really fun. So I just simply made a tiny little scene to be able to make a photograph, just to put on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, I sometimes just put up pictures for fun. So I set them up to kind of look like they're on like a gym floor, like a classic wood paneled kind of gym floor, just to be able to get like a nice close photo. Rule number 5, ignore whatever my voice is doing. It's like half gone, half here. I don't know, it's a little cracky and weird. So also ignore that, please. Anywho, I set that up to just kind of have a nice background. I utilized some of the Friends sets and their existing, like this is a karaoke set. This one, I forget what it's called. To that in the background, and then used the gym floor was part of the bowling alley, which is a very fun set. So I took that out of there and then kind of used some of that set as also the background, and then just took a nice photo. That was towards the end of September, and also towards the end of September was the first habitat challenge we'll talk about in this video. I've talked about doing these before. They're on Instagram under the Habitat Challenge page. They host numerous different themed habitat challenges every year. And if you've been here before, you know I've made a bunch of habitats, talked about them in videos. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see all the pictures. But this first one we're gonna talk about today was video game themed. So, I didn't take this apart. Hang on. Like most of their habitat challenges, this one was for 3 habitats and then stack them together at the end for the 4th day. And this one was video game themed. Like I said, I have a few things that are video game themed around here. I like me some video games. So the first one I started with was Minecraft. This one's more simple. It's just Steve next to a stone wall, and he's building a little first house kind of deal. There's a piece missing right here, and he's holding it, so he's building it. So that was the shtick for this one. It's just Steve mining and crafting. Next one I did for that, I did Fortnite. I've been playing a lot of Fortnite for a while now. I pretty much started with Lego Fortnite, weirdly enough, and then found regular Battle Royale and such. I play 0 builds. Go ahead and have whatever opinion you want. That's fine. But I've been enjoying that lately, and I have two Fortnite sets so far. I had the llama, and I have the little one that has spark plug. I forget what that one's called. It's right here. And I also have mildly borrowed some of that. But what's cool about this one, spark plug is actually in the set, and you can redeem a code for her to be able to use her in the game. So here's a clip of me in the really fun Simpsons season, probably losing. So I tried to encapsulate Fortnite as a whole in this little space, and I think I did all right. We got just a pre-existing building here with a door, and then like a built thing as if you were in builds. That's what I tried to go for. And then Sparkplug herself is holding a big pot. There's an open chest, and the gun's in there, and she's on more of just like a sand, grass kind of terrain, and I think that got the idea across. So for the third one, I did Horizon. Now I have the tall neck set, and that's where this Aloy comes from. I really like that set. It's very cool because it doesn't really fit to just Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West. It's kind of both, which is very cool. I don't have any of the Lego game sets yet. I have yet to play the game too. I would like to, and maybe I'll do some videos here for that. We'll see. But for the habitat, I kind of wanted Aloy just rummaging through ruin. So I kind of broke some of the conventions for the walls a bit in order to get broken walls. So broken conventions for broken walls. I really played with how some of the bricks kind of stacked and fell in a way to kind of like just really be rubble. So like this brick back here is on like a posing piece, so it's just kind of at more of an angle. And then I really just kind of put a bunch of stuff together to really give it like a crumbled kind of look. And this one was really fun to make. And I'm happy with how this one turned out. I think of the three, this one's my favorite. So like I said, as per the usual habitat challenge for these things, the fourth day they all get stacked together. This one in particular didn't really have any sort of cohesion apart from the main theme, which is fine. I wasn't really going for that this time. So that was that. So there's another challenge. It's every September.
Focusing.
And it's We Are Family, and it's ARR, however many R's, more than pirate. It's pirates. So you're supposed to build an inclusive pirate family, just kind of showing it's custom minifigures is the deal. Now this as a challenge for me is interesting because I generally buy figures that go with the set and then keep them with the set. I don't generally mix and match them for just fun. I generally keep them with what they came with, and that's just how it goes. So these custom figure challenges are interesting because I, kind of break out of my minifigure comfort zone in a way, and try and really come up with something interesting with what I have. Much like anything else I've been building, it's a part limitation type of thing. So because of that, I'm trying to pick up some figures that actually will be for custom things sometimes, just so I have some extra parts, hair, head, legs, pants. Legs, pants, are the same thing. You get what I mean. Extra minifigure parts that don't have a distinct purpose. So the idea for this one is just making an inclusive family. So it's just a bunch of different looking people that all go together through the theme of being a pirate. So it's a fun challenge, and I like doing it. This is the second year I've done it. And this one you just end up taking some pictures of your pirate family. And I like doing that one. It's fun, it's quick, and it's, again, like I said, it's a different kind of challenge for me because it's not like a build per se, but it is expressing something through purely minifigures, and it's fun. Also every September and through September, and because me is me, at the end of September, I did... Oh my gosh. So every September is Friendship-tember, and that is a challenge to build a Friends-looking spaceship, pirate ship, any sort of ship, really. A lot of people, including myself, usually go for spaceship. This particular challenge I'm not very good at, so it's certainly a challenge. I'm not very good at building spaceships, but I try. So I made this one. It's got some interesting features to it. The wings fall off again. Sometimes with these challenges it ends up being more the look and less the function. Sometimes things are just straight not stable because I just ran out of time. Whatever. If anybody watches my shorts or sees me on TikTok or Instagram, you'll know I tried to build something with the car body of one of the collectible F1 cars. And that is what's in here. It works, I suppose. I mean, it kind of helped give it some sort of different dimension, ability to attach things in multiple sides. I just tried to go for, I don't know, I don't really have like a thing. It's a spaceship. I tried to give it a semi-symmetrical look with like the front of it being asymmetrical, like a Millennium Falcon type of deal. It's not anything in particular. It's not anything specific. I tried to keep it the orange and dark turquoise, I believe that is, and white to give it, I guess, kind of more of a Friends color scheme. Friends stuff is obviously all over the place, but the idea is it's supposed to look Friends-like. Some people rebuild things from other Friends sets, which is very fun. Other people I've seen rebuild, basically they recolor like an existing Star Wars ship. It's a very interesting challenge. Everybody makes lots of different things. There's all sorts of skill levels in there, from mine to really good. So it's fun. I like doing it every year. This one, I actually won something for this. It was not a skill-based win by any means. It's purely based on participation. I just won a raffle. So I have a Minecraft set coming at some point because I participated, so. I actually got it delivered while I was trying to finish the set, actually. So that's exciting. So this next one was a new challenge for me. This is Kirby's monthly mock-off. I believe it's how it's pronounced. Basically, monthly. They give a particular challenge, just a prompt, usually a word or a setting or something, and you're supposed to just make something based on that. So for the month of September, the theme was Pumpkin Patch. So I kind of took part of the Friends camping set to use as a backdrop, and then just kind of built a little bit of a pumpkin patch. And I put a person there and a creepy pumpkin guy poking in the background. So he's literally at an angle, just so you can kind of get him in there. So what I ended up doing was just taking a really tight photograph and building this for the photograph itself. So that's why there's like not a lot happening in the rest of the mock. And it's just basically designed to be what I wanted in frame. That worked, but I don't know if it was necessarily what the challenge itself wanted. Because I think the point is more literally the whole mock. So I think next time I do it, which they have something monthly, I just haven't been able to do another one since. Next time I'll do one that's more of a whole mock, if I can. So, but this was a fun one. So that wrapped up September. So in October, I finally finished my sig fig. So I've had pieces for him for a while, just some pieces, and I finally finished it off, basically, and revealed him to the world in a short on my birthday. So he and I spent the day together. It was great. So one of the first habitat challenges I ever did was for Halloween. So this year I also participated in the Halloween one. For the Halloween habitat challenge, I like trying to add like a second theme to it to kind of add a bit of a thematic cohesion to the rest of the builds. Not necessarily a like cohesive build across them all, but just thematically. So this year I did my Halloween and things that I did during spooky season. For the first one, I built a school dance. So my son actually had a school dance for Halloween this year. That was his first type of dance for school. I don't believe they had one last year. It was pretty neat. It was, I built this before going to the dance, knowing it was coming up. So this was kind of a pre-interpretation. I don't know what to call it. So this one just features myself, my sig fig, and my two children who mostly have their sig figs done. It's still a work in progress in certain elements for them, just in a school gym with a few Halloween decorations. And this is why the roller derby thing was apart, because I used the flooring for that or the flooring for this. So it's just what happens. So I gotta clean this up so I can reuse some of the parts. Speaking of, for this one, I think I finally took apart my Valentine's Day habitat from last year. I just left together for whatever reason and used that for a lot of the walls. For the second habitat, I built myself watching Halloween movies. If you follow me on Instagram at all, you might have seen my stories. Every night in October, I watched a scary movie of some sort. Whether it was, well, it was a Halloween movie. It wasn't all scary movies. Some were just more thriller things. Some were, it was all over the place. Classic things, new things, bad things. It was a lot, but it was every day I watched a movie that night. And I made a habitat to kind of represent that. So fitting, I guess, because that's one of the big recurring activities I did for spooky season. I set myself sitting on my couch with either a cider or beer. Could be either, I guess, depending on the night. And just sitting in front of my TV. I tried to give the lights I have behind my TV on there, because every time I would watch a movie, I would take a picture of it, put it on my stories on Instagram, and I'd give a little like thoughts beforehand and then thoughts afterwards. And that was just a thing I did because. So I think this represented that well, and it took me far too long to get this TV up here for some reason. I get real particular about how I would like something to go with these things, and generally I'm already running out of time because I have lost sense of time management for some reason. So I need to stop doing that and just kind of be like, this is good enough. It conveys the idea, stop now. Maybe someday. So for the third habitat, this is me at a haunted attraction. So I went to a haunted attraction this year by myself. I don't really recommend it. Maybe if you go to one that's like solely a haunted attraction, maybe. This was at a theme park. So it's like a theme park with a sprinkling of haunted stuff. It was fine. I don't think they really knew what to do with just me. So this represents the one time that the guy kind of just walked with me in character. He talked to me just in character while we walked. I think he was supposed to, pop around the corner and scare a group, but I think him and many of them kind of went, oh, you're a person by yourself. So I don't think they really knew what to do with me by myself. So in that sense, wouldn't really recommend it if you go by yourself, but it was an experience. And I have thus captured it in habitat form. And for the last thing I've built recently was another habitat challenge, which I have to go grab. So the superhero themed habitats I've done before, and I have a nice, well done, in my opinion, video on the last one I did. If you want to check that one out, I think it still holds up nice. And that video in particular is kind of what I was talking about before, whether you like this format or that format better, or if you have a preference or don't have one, just leave a comment. Just let me know. As a slight spoiler for that video, I made a kind of a cohesive habitat. I think that was actually part of the challenge that year, was to kind of make something that works as the individual habitats, but then works together visually, not just thematically. So it kind of continues the build in a way, but each individual build doesn't necessarily look like something's missing when they're not together. So I liked that idea, and I kept going with that this year as well. So I went with obviously superheroes. Specifically, it's heroes and villains. So it could be technically superheroes or not superheroes. Most people went with superheroes. I also went with superheroes. Anywho, I built something that works as one as well as separate again this time. So the major thing that was different this year, it was for 3 habitats, not 2. So I had to kind of adjust how I thought I could make something that worked together. I also didn't give myself a lot of time to do this one because I'm silly. I think it was only announced like 2 weeks beforehand, but it was probably announced way before that also, and I don't remember. Either way, I didn't give myself a lot of time, but I still think I pulled it off. So naturally, I went with Spidey for the first one. He's just running down the street here. So I tried to make more of a kind of a New York-esque style place. This is just like a sidewalk and some buildings. Once again, I use these wonderful opalescent things, bricks things. They're bricks. We know what they're called. Anyway, they make nice windows, so I use them again. And then you'll see where this curved part kind of comes into play, because that really doesn't fit a normal habitat. So you'll see how that works. So the second habitat was Morbius, and if you can kind of tell by the orientation of it, that's who's fighting Spider-Man. So I tried to go with kind of a theme of Spider-Man the Animated Series, the show from 1994, which is really good. You should watch it if you haven't seen it, because it holds up really nicely, and it's very good. So in that one in particular, Morbius is in that. I tried to adjust the Morbius figure to look a bit more like that. I don't really have like a nice coat that would have, it just kind of looked odd. Like it just looked like a blue-haired something. It didn't really work. So maybe I can try and do that again in the future for myself. But for this one, I just gave him my original recommendation for this figure, the Snape long hair, to kind of go with the more classic Morbius look, less the cartoon, which is what I wanted for this, but oh well. And then that was it. The rest of the figures as he comes. Excuse my voice once again. Rule 5. So it's fun just before this challenge. At the Lego store, I picked up some of the olive masonry bricks. I really love the masonry bricks. If you can't tell, they make an appearance in almost all my habitats. I feel like they really add a lot without doing a lot. But the olive ones are newer, and I was happy to be able to use them this time. So you can also tell this particular building is the same as the one from the Spider-Man one, and that's how they kind of go together. There, more like that. That's how they go together. So I kind of joined them together with one curved bunch of windows to kind of give it almost like a lobby to another building, like a nice entrance thing. I don't know. It looks fun. It's kind of New York building style-esque. I looked at the show, and most of the buildings are rather vague, so I also went rather vague, I guess. So continuing with the show, for the last habitat, I did Black Cat. Now she's kind of in between a hero and a villain, so I thought that kind of worked for a third one. Morbius himself, especially in the context of the show, is also a bit in between hero villain. He's more just having a hard time, and he doesn't mean it, and you should go watch it. It's really good. Anyway, Felicia is in the show a lot also, so Black Cat made sense here. Go watch the show if you haven't. So anyway, Black Cat is in this one, and I did an interesting thing where this is Felicia's apartment, and I tried to make curtains with minifigure capes. This was very different, kind of hard to do because the way I put it on here, the way it goes, what is that direction? That way, I don't know. The bar length is kind of odd, so it like just exactly works. But they're curtains. They move and sway in the wind. It's supposed to be just parted. This is the inside of her apartment, Felicia Hardy's apartment. So, and she's now donned the Black Cat costume and is leaping off the balcony. So now if we were to stack together like that, it kind of builds upward to give her more of a high-rise apartment thing. So yeah, I think that one turned out pretty well, especially given the fact that I gave myself not a lot of time. This one was also interesting because habitats, I generally build one at a time. Like I'll have the ideas for all of them that I want to do. Like last year's Halloween ones was ghost themed. I don't think I ever made a long video on that. Anyway, I had ghosts, and I knew what I vaguely wanted for all the ghosts, but I built one at a time. This one, I kind of built all of it at once and kind of left some of the finer details to do individually, but built most of it all at once. So it was a different approach. It was interesting, again, trying to get that cohesive kind of look to it, to figure out how exactly I wanted to do it. I knew I wanted Felicia's apartment, and then to basically make buildings around that. So this is what I ended up with. So that's that. that's what I built in September, October, and now November. And with December coming up, there's a few things to do there. There, of course, is Christmas habitats I'll be doing. There's also the 24 days of Brickmas. I have a plan for that I gotta do. That is a prompt a day for 24 days. And that can be done any number of ways, as long as you're kind of basically just showing in some Lego way the word of that day. Last year I did one massive MOC that kind of contained all 24 things. This year I'm gonna do something kind of similar. Give you a bit of a hint. But that's what's next for custom building. In terms of other videos, that's next. I still want to do one on, it's over there somewhere. One on the Captain America ship, because I guess I should practice a more negative review. So I did promise that one, but I would still like to do that one just because, again, it's a bit more negative. And it'd be interesting to see how I can write that without, you know, how I give a good balance, I guess. We'll see. I don't know. There's a lot of Lego video games I haven't caught up on. Maybe I'll throw some of those in there too. After the Christmas stuff, I might do another one like this or a more detailed one. You let me know which one you like more. But the most pressing thing I gotta do next is clean this up, so I have somewhere else to build. Because you can't see it from there, but also the floor is messy too. Because not everything is organized like I'd like it to be still. Like I still have some stuff that's just, you know, I have a lot of this particular part. Like this is just windows. So windows. Other things, brown. Not ideal. So I have a lot of organizing to do still. I know I probably say that every time I talk about a custom video. If you've been here long enough, that'd be a very terrible drinking game. I guess it could be a drinking game. Either way, I have to organize more. I'll probably do that not in December. For now, I will just clean up to be able to have places to build things. But for now, that's all I had for today. I know we looked at a lot of little different things, and this was a little different, but let me know what you think of it and this format in particular. If you like me just spouting and talking about stuff I built, or if you want a more structured thing like I've done before. Either way, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you next time.